Cars are more than just engines and wheels. How a car sends power to the wheels matters. This is the drivetrain. Front-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive are the most common. Front-wheel drive powers the front wheels. Rear-wheel drive powers the rear wheels. This difference affects how a car drives, its cost, and even its safety. Let's look at the history and evolution of these two drivetrain layouts. We'll see what makes them different and why they matter to you. Rear-wheel drive has a long history, dating back to the earliest days of the automobile. When cars first began to appear on the roads in the early 20th century, rear-wheel drive was the standard. This was a time when the automobile industry was in its infancy, and engineers were still figuring out the best ways to design and build these new machines. Some of the earliest cars used rear-wheel drive, including the iconic Ford Model T. This car, which was first produced in 1908, is often credited with putting America on wheels. The Model T was affordable, reliable, and easy to drive, and it used a rear-wheel drive system that was simple and effective. It was the natural choice then, as the engineering of the time favored this layout. Rear-wheel drive allowed for a straightforward connection between the engine and the wheels, which made the cars easier to build and maintain. This simplicity was crucial in an era when automotive technology was still developing. Engines were at the front, which made it logical to connect them to the rear wheels. This layout also helped with weight distribution, as the heavy engine at the front balanced the weight of the car, providing better stability and handling. It was simpler to connect them to the rear wheels, and this simplicity was a significant advantage in the early days of car manufacturing. The fewer the parts, the less there was to go wrong, and the easier it was to repair and maintain the vehicle. In the 20th century, rear-wheel drive became synonymous with powerful cars. This was especially true in the 1960s and 70s, when muscle cars like the Ford Mustang and Chevrolet Camaro dominated the roads. These cars were designed for speed and performance, and rear-wheel drive was a key part of their appeal. Think muscle cars like the Ford Mustang and Chevrolet Camaro. These vehicles were built for straight-line speed and thrilling driving experiences, and rear-wheel drive was essential for delivering the power and performance that drivers craved. Rear-wheel drive is still used in many performance and luxury cars today. Modern engineering has refined the rear-wheel drive system, making it more efficient and effective than ever before. High-end sports cars and luxury vehicles often use rear-wheel drive to provide the best possible driving experience. These cars benefit from better weight distribution, which enhances their handling and stability. By placing the engine at the front and driving the rear wheels, manufacturers can achieve a balance that improves the car's performance in various driving conditions. This gives them superior handling, especially at high speeds. Whether on a racetrack or a winding country road, rear-wheel drive cars offer a driving experience that is both exhilarating and precise, making them a favorite among enthusiasts and professionals alike. Front-wheel drive took a different path, diverging from the more traditional rear-wheel drive systems that dominated the early automotive industry. While rear-wheel drive was the norm, front-wheel drive was an innovative concept that intrigued many but was slow to catch on. Early examples of front-wheel drive vehicles existed in the late 1800s. These pioneering designs were ahead of their time, showcasing the potential of front-wheel drive technology. However, they were often seen as experimental and not ready for mass production. Despite these early attempts, front-wheel drive remained uncommon for decades. The automotive industry was slow to adopt this new technology, favoring the tried-and-true rear-wheel drive systems. It wasn't until much later that front-wheel drive began to gain traction. After World War II, things changed dramatically. The war had spurred technological advancements and a new era of innovation. Car manufacturers began to explore new designs and engineering solutions, including the potential benefits of front-wheel drive. In the post-war era, car makers wanted smaller, more efficient cars. The economic climate and changing consumer preferences drove the demand for vehicles that were not only affordable, but also economical to run. This shift in focus opened the door for front-wheel drive to become more prominent. Front-wheel drive offered a solution to these new demands. By placing the engine and transmission at the front of the vehicle, it allowed for a more compact and efficient design. This configuration also improved traction, especially in adverse weather conditions. It packaged the engine and transmission more efficiently, reducing the overall weight of the vehicle and improving fuel efficiency. This was a significant advantage at a time when fuel economy was becoming increasingly important to consumers. This efficient packaging allowed for more passenger space in a smaller car. By eliminating the need for a drive shaft running to the rear wheels, designers could create more spacious and comfortable interiors even in compact vehicles. From the 1970s to the 1990s, front-wheel drive became the standard in many parts of the world. Car manufacturers embraced the technology, and it became a common feature in a wide range of vehicles, from economy cars to luxury sedans. Today, most everyday cars use front-wheel drive. It has become the norm, offering a balance of efficiency, performance, and cost-effectiveness that appeals to a broad spectrum of drivers. Modern front-wheel drive systems are more sophisticated than ever. Advances in technology have led to improvements in handling, safety, and overall performance, making front-wheel drive vehicles a popular choice for many consumers. They offer better handling and fuel efficiency, making them ideal for both city driving and long-distance travel. As technology continues to evolve, front-wheel drive systems are likely to become even more advanced, further cementing their place in the automotive world. Rear-wheel drive has advantages, especially for performance. Rear-wheel drive cars can handle more power. This is why sports cars and high-performance vehicles often use rear-wheel drive. Weight distribution is more balanced in rear-wheel drive cars. The engine's weight is over the front wheels. The drive force is on the rear wheels. This balance improves handling and acceleration. Rear-wheel drive also offers better towing capacity. Rear-wheel drive isn't perfect. It can be more expensive to build than front-wheel drive. This is because the drivetrain is more complex. Rear-wheel drive cars can be more challenging to handle in bad weather. The rear wheels can lose traction more easily on slippery roads. This can lead to oversteer. Front-wheel drive is often the more practical choice. It is cheaper to manufacture. This makes front-wheel drive cars more affordable. Front-wheel drive is also more fuel efficient. The drivetrain is lighter and simpler. This reduces weight and friction, which saves fuel. Front-wheel drive cars handle better in snow and rain. The front wheels pull the car. This provides better traction in slippery conditions. Section 7. Front-wheel drive disadvantages, the limits of power delivery. Front-wheel drive isn't ideal for high-performance cars. It struggles to handle a lot of power. This is because the front wheels are responsible for both steering and acceleration. This can lead to torque steer. Torque steer is when the car pulls to one side under hard acceleration. Section 8. Safety first, comparing FWD and RWD. Both front-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive cars can be safe. Modern safety features have leveled the playing field. Electronic stability control, or ESC, is now standard on all new cars. ESC helps to prevent skids and loss of control. This is especially helpful in rear-wheel drive cars, which are more prone to oversteer. Crash test ratings show that both front-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive cars can achieve high safety scores. Section 9. The price of power, FWD versus RWD. In general, front-wheel drive cars are cheaper than rear-wheel drive cars. This is true for both the initial purchase price and the cost of ownership. Front-wheel drive cars are cheaper to manufacture. They are also typically more fuel efficient and require less maintenance. Rear-wheel drive cars, especially performance models, tend to have higher running costs. Section 10. The best drive for you, making the right choice. Choosing the right car can be a daunting task, especially with so many options available. From family hatchbacks to sports cars and rugged SUVs, the choices seem endless. But one of the most fundamental decisions you'll need to make is whether to go for a front-wheel drive or a rear-wheel drive vehicle. So, which is better, front-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive? There's no easy answer. Each has its own set of advantages and disadvantages, and the best choice for you will depend on a variety of factors. Let's delve deeper into what each type of drive offers. It depends on your needs and priorities. For instance, if you have a family and need a reliable car for daily commuting and errands, a front-wheel drive might be more suitable. On the other hand, if you're a driving enthusiast who loves the thrill of the open road, a rear-wheel drive could be more up your alley. Front-wheel drive is a practical choice for most people. It's especially beneficial for those who live in urban areas where tight parking spaces and heavy traffic are common. The compact design of front-wheel drive cars makes them easier to maneuver and park. It's affordable, fuel-efficient, and handles well in bad weather. Front-wheel drive cars are generally lighter, which contributes to better fuel economy. Additionally, the weight of the engine over the front wheels provides better traction in rain and snow, making them a safer choice for adverse weather conditions. Rear-wheel drive is for performance enthusiasts. If you crave speed and precision, rear-wheel drive offers superior handling and acceleration. The distribution of weight allows for better balance and control, especially at high speeds. It offers better handling, acceleration, and towing capacity. Rear-wheel drive vehicles are often preferred for towing because the weight is distributed more evenly across the car, reducing the strain on the front tires. This makes them ideal for those who need to tow trailers or boats. Consider your budget, driving habits, and the climate you live in. Front-wheel drive cars are generally less expensive to produce, which translates to a lower purchase price. However, if you live in an area with mild weather and enjoy spirited driving, the extra cost of a rear-wheel drive car might be worth it. Then you can decide whether front-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive is right for you. Ultimately, the best choice will depend on your specific needs and preferences. Take the time to test drive both types and consider all the factors before making your decision. Happy driving!